Hey everyone, welcome back to Tuckaway Pines. Today's video, I'm going to be cleaning out the chicken coop. So this morning is a beautiful sunny morning and I am off of work today, so I felt like it was the perfect time to get in here and clean out the ladies' coop. The weather is finally getting nice, things are definitely thawed out, and it's starting to get a little ripe in there. So I gotta get in there, freshen it up for the ladies, and you can tell they're ready to come out and stretch their legs too. So I'm gonna let these girls out and then I'm gonna kind of show you what we're working with here. Alrighty, I'm gonna kind of come in here and show you guys a little bit of what this is looking like in here after a whole winter of keeping the ladies cooped up in here. So you can see definitely a lot of poop buildup along the coop here on top of their nesting boxes. Everything is pretty dusty, and good thing you guys can't smell it because things are smelling a little ripe in here. But I am going to turn the camera around so you can kind of get a good perspective on how things are looking at this point. Alrighty, so here we are. Like I said, you can see a lot of dirt and debris on top of their nesting boxes. A lot of their bedding and on the floor here has broken down into a nice compost, except for this top layer of bedding. But I was doing a deep litter method this winter, and it seems to have worked pretty well for the most part. A lot of this stuff I'm going to have to kind of dig out of here today. I believe it is time to remove the heated water bowl. It has been very warm to where their barrel is now flowing. And then this little cage here in the corner, this is where we had to keep Maple because she was being a bully. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check that video out. I explain a little more about the behavior that was going on and what I did to stop that behavior right away. But then you can see just everything is very dusty, dirty. Their coop is just full. There was a certain point where everything was just too frozen to really dig out, so I had to continue this deep litter method inside. But it is time to give everyone a clean slate. You can see very, very dirty, very dusty, and just gross. So you can definitely see that it needs to be cleaned big time in there. But to talk about a little bit how I'm going to get started here, first things first, I'm wearing really crappy clothes. Clothes I don't mind getting dirty in case, I get chicken poop or anything on me. My hair is tied up. I got some, crappy shoes on as well. And then I also will be wearing gloves when I go in there and a mask. So I'm not trying not to breathe in any of that dust and just nasty stuff in there. And another thing, as you can see, we have the tarps set up. I had full intent to taking all the tarps down, but actually later tonight we'll be getting some pretty severe storms, or potentially severe storms. So I'm not going to take them down just yet, but I think I'm going to at least roll this one up. So while I'm in there, it can have a little bit more of an airflow. It is a nice breezy day, so hopefully that can kind of blow some of that dust out and it's not just stirring up in there all contained with these tarps down. So I will roll the one up, that way I have a little more of a airflow for me while I'm in there. And then because I am doing a deep litter method, I have my wheelbarrow here so I can just shovel all the nasty old stuff in there. I have a variety of different shovels I'll be working with to not only clean inside the little coop, but clean the floor of the run here as well. And I have a couple different rakes as well. That way I can kind of loosen up all the dirt and just collect it all in a nice big pile so I can just shovel it out as well. So before I really start cleaning, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do an egg check, see how many eggs we got so far today. And then I'm going to take out, all their little feeding trays, water bowls, things that just don't necessarily need to be in there right now. Even that timeout cage, I'm going to take all that out as well because I don't think we need it anymore for the time being. So I'm going to remove that, and just kind of open it up for me so I can really get in there and dig all that junk out. So that's what I'm gonna start doing, is taking things out and getting ready to clean up. Okay, well, normally we expect everything to go perfect when we do things like this, but fortunately, today's not going to go so perfect. So I was trying to get out that little timeout chamber I had in here, and I had ripped off one of my watering cups. So yeah, now the coop is just flooding, and there's no way I can move a whole 55-gallon drum full of water. It's gonna take a little longer than I thought today. Alrighty, so the rain barrel is almost done draining out. I am going to let it just drain out. Like I said, there's no sense in moving a whole full barrel full of water. So it is almost drained out. I do have a spare cup, so I can fix that once it's all empty. And I also have some cinder blocks that I do want to put on top of put the rain barrel on top of, because currently it is on some stumps that we just kind of cut last season, and I just know eventually those are going to rot out on us, especially dealing with rain, water. So I feel like just while this is all happening, just get it all fixed and set up right now. So I guess there's a silver lining to that if I had to look for one. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to let that finish doing its thing, and I'm going to dive into the chicken coop here and start shoveling and cleaning all that junk out. Maybe throw it where some of the water is, maybe help absorb some of that stuff, because I am still going to try and dig it all out. I know it's going to be a wet, mushy mess. It's going to be heavy and gross, but I got to get it out and get it cleaned. I'm already, in the midst of it all, so I just got to kind of keep pushing through. So I suit up here, dive into the coop, and start there. Whew, but dirty, dusty work. Just need to take the mask off, at least for a little bit. But so yeah, I got the coop all cleaned out. I will, once I get all the dirt and everything out, I will wash everything really well. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. Yeah, so I brought the rain barrel out. That is drained enough for me to lug it out and get those stumps out of there. And then now finally I'm going to start cleaning up the coop floor. So I've gotten one wheelbarrow full. So this is whatever was left from inside their coop. And I've been just dumping it over in an area by our compost pile. So, and I kind of wanted to have it a little bit separate or off to the side, so I know that that's the chicken compost, because chicken compost is very beneficial. I'm sure once everything breaks down, I'll just mix it all together anyway and just use the final product when it comes time. But yeah, I just wanted to have it off to the side just to really see how much we accumulated in a whole, I guess, a half a year's worth of having chickens. So I'm going to be taking a much needed break, but I just wanted to show you guys where I am at this point. And I am saving you guys the time and the pain of watching me shovel poop for the next however many hours this is going to take. I did start in the back of the coop where the water barrel was leaking everywhere, so it is very heavy, very clumped up, pain in the butt for sure, pain in the back most definitely, and but it's coming up semi-decent. I mean, it is heavy and mucky, but I'm able to chisel kind of sections up, chunks up from the base layer, which is kind of nice actually. I was kind of worried that I'd end up kind of digging into the base layer, but so far so good. And I will turn the camera around so you have a better picture of how it's looking so far. It's definitely starting to smell a little bit better. I mean, it still stinks because things are stirred up, and I got about half the coop, half the run here yet to go. But yeah, I'm getting warm. You can tell my face is red, and I just need to kind of take a few minutes, and then I'm gonna get back into it. So yeah, let me turn the camera around and I'll show you where I'm at so far. So here's where I'm at. I started at the back of the coop again, like I said. It's pretty mushy, but I'm able to chisel it away pretty good. And this is the portion where it's a little more dry, so it should come up a lot easier. But I was able to even get under their coop pretty good. We do have that mesh netting under there, so I was able to just kind of slide the shovel really easily. But yeah, so I am using the rake to kind of help loosen things up, and then this flat shovel here to kind of lift it all up the ground. Finally got everything cleaned out. I even went around and washed everything pretty good too. I just used some water and some vinegar. Nothing too harsh on the ladies, but something still good enough to sanitize everything pretty decent. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around on all the surfaces in the nesting boxes and on the ground here. I'm going to sprinkle some diatomaceous earth. It's a nice base. It helps keep pests away and dries up any lice or mites or anything like that that might want to come in and, you know, try and burrow in. And then I will be layering the ground here with some pine shavings. I like to do that as a nice start, nice carbon base floor. And then throughout the year, we usually sprinkle in some grass clippings and things like that. So, and then I'm gonna slowly start adding back in like their feed trays, the water barrel, and their little toys and stuff like that too. Alrighty everyone, we finally made it. Everything is all nice and clean. I did short myself on the pine shavings, so I'm thinking after all this I'm gonna run back to the store and get another block or two and just kind of top everything off. But otherwise I did get pretty good coverage with the one square or cube, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Like I said, I like to have that as just a nice base, you know, just so things can start breaking down fresh again for the summertime. And I even went in here, I put in some paper shaving bedding. This is what we typically go with. It's just something for us to be a little more economical with and use up a lot of waste. So, you know, shred the papers and then the chickens can use them and break them down for us. So. And then I did place some fresh nesting box pads in there too, in their nesting boxes. I do reuse the nesting pads. You know, each week if I go in here and kind of clean things up, tidy things up, I will kind of shake out the pads. As long as they're not overly soiled or totally destroyed, I will kind of just fluff them up a little bit, pluck out any feathers, shake any debris out, and put it back in there for them until it's basically all used up. So that's what I like to do, just kind of stretch out the dollar a little bit more. But yeah, and then I did place their food trays back in here, and I have their dust bath down under there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, right there in that pot there. That's their dust bath. It's got some sand, a little bit of dirt, and some diatomaceous earth too. So that's all topped up and ready for them as well. And yeah, it definitely smells and feels so much cleaner. Feels so much bigger too, without having that cage in here. I did hang their little net, so maybe in a little bit I'll bring out a cabbage bowl for them. That way when they want to come back in here, they have something to peck at. And then last but not least, I do have to bring back in the rain barrel. I have a little bit of time. I do want to kind of clean it up, and I have to replace that watering cup that I broke earlier. So, which I have an extra one. It's not a big deal. Just got to get that done because later tonight we are expecting some storms. So I want to get that back in here before then. But otherwise, I did kind of clean up outside the run here. Sometimes the paper likes to make its way outside, so I did do a lot of raking, get a lot of that cleaned up. So yeah, I think we're at a point where I can wrap things up. I do appreciate everyone taking the time to watch this video. It was a lot of work getting everything all cleaned up and shoveled out of here, but it's so worth it. Everything just feels so much better, smells so much better, and I'm just ready for summertime now. So yeah, thank you guys again. Don't forget to like this video. Please leave me a comment, maybe if you guys had some tips and tricks for cleaning out your coops and runs, or have any questions, feel free to ask. And definitely don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on a whole season with chickens.